The factually correct and profoundly engrossing story of Rosabelle, savior of Site 19, Bane of the Anomalous, and Emissary of the Library, in which she ventures into lands unknown to search for the lost home of the Daevite Empire, meets several beings both alien and divine, discovers and slays the darkness within her own heart, and enjoys a complimentary continental breakfast at a 2-star hotel. Saving Site 19. When the Chaos Insurgency invaded Site 19, it wasn't counting on researcher Rose Labelle, hacker extraordinaire, basically the best person in the entire SCP Foundation, even though they had the help of all the GOIs, from Prometheus, which came back just for the occasion, to that goddamn circus or whatever, and all the Black Queens, all the scary GOIs, plus all the non-scary GOIs, which became scary just for the occasion. You don't even want to know how much you'd pee yourself if you saw this version of Wondertainment. My god. But Rose Labelle stopped them all. Because she is literally the best. The absolute best. There is really no competition. Don't listen to her telling you otherwise, because that's bullshit. Super bullshit. Why aren't people writing more fics about Rose Labelle? Why isn't everyone writing Rose Labelle? Why is Troy fucking humming that Phantom Menace song? Wait. Hang on, that's real life slipping in. By real life, I mean, like, an RL class end of the world scenario. It's a code word. This is absolutely written in character forever. Let's call this a CK class event. You guys like that bullshit, right? At least it's not a fucking XK class event. People really overuse XK class event, right? Well, guess what? The invasion of Site 19 was an XK class event, alright? Scorched Earth, religion, all of them. It was fucking all the XK class events. It was every K class scenario. The SK class dominant shift, the AK class loss of consciousness scenario, and whatever other letters there are. All of them. Even the ones that don't actually have the letter K in their classification and fuck up everything. It was every worst thing that could ever happen. That's what the point is. But Rose Labelle hacked them. And that's how she saved Site 19. The motherfuckers never saw her coming. P.S. Also, Rose Labelle has dated every iteration of the Black Queen, so long as they're the badass ones. Bane of the Anomalous. Help! Dr. Bright commanded. SCP-963 has gone out of control. I am becoming a dark eldritch god. It's okay, Rose Labelle said. I'm on the case. Rose Labelle hacked the shit out of SCP-963 and saved SCP. Still baning. Thank you, Dr. Bright said. I'm your biggest fan, but what about the rest of the SCPs? I will hack them, Rose Labelle said, and she hacked them. Then she made out with her hot girlfriend. All her hot girlfriends. Probably. The Foundation crumbled, but in a good way, as all the SCPs became either totally controllable or totally non-anomalous, whichever was more convenient for the Foundation, except for the people who hate cross-linking or using SCPs or Omega-7 and Alpha-9. For those people, all the SCPs just went away, so everyone would stay happy. But some of the SCPs stayed, so that Rose Labelle's story wouldn't be totally anticlimactic, I guess. 3. Emissary of the Library. All the members of the Hand also loved Rose Labelle, because of all the prophecies she fulfilled and all the massive queer star power she exuded with every step, except for the Hand members who worshipped dark eldritch gods, but they got won over when all the gods stopped being evil because they were so impressed by Rose Labelle. The library was also super impressed by Rose Labelle because she wrote so many super great and valuable books and fanfics that the library created a whole other wing for her, and then they elected her Emissary of the Library, a position created specifically for her. One of the librarians asked Rose Labelle what her secret was, one of the mute librarians with no mouths, but Rose Labelle was so great that librarians could speak in her presence. Anyway, the librarian wanted to know how Rose could be such the greatest author and writer forever. Rose Labelle said, I don't just write, I fuck the words into the page. And like God sang Let There Be Light, so it was true. Speaking of God, Rose Labelle was totally dating Sophia Light, which means she's literally dated Jesus, because that's canon. Beings both alien and divine. Rose Labelle slew and or befriended all the gods. She won extratology while she was at it. Also, she fast-forwarded to the end of Resurrection and won that. Oh, right. I forgot. Spoilers for Resurrection the Stale, guys. I need to scroll up and add that warning later. Yeah. Slaying the darkness within her own heart. Darkblade, my love, Rose Labelle said, looking into Darkblade's liquid eyes. I'm sorry, but despite the vastness of our epic love, we cannot be together. Why not? Darkblade said, looking like the most heartbreaking thing you can imagine while still being attractive and definitely masculine. Because I'm gay, she said. Then Darkblade ripped off his trench coat, revealing a dress or something else feminine assigned, while keeping the trench coat, obviously. But by the power of your love, I am actually a girl! And it was true. Darkblade, who is now a she, was just as badass as ever, but now an appropriate addition to Rose Labelle's Dreadlord harem. And they all lived happily ever after. Gentle reader, you may ask, but Rose Labelle was supposed to slay the darkness inside of her heart, which was obviously a metaphor for her love for Darkblade. Well, how do you think they got together in the first place? Rose Labelle defeated Darkblade long ago, both in combat and by metaphorically slaying him/her with sheer force of personality, making her unique in the universe and fulfilling 17 distinct prophecies from cultures dating back millions of years before the advent of humanity. Darkblade revealed that he/she was actually a figure more like John the Baptist, making way for the Christ figure of Rose Labelle, and finally, Darkblade made sense. Complimentary breakfast. Over breakfast, because she was already out of supernatural threats, having defeated, seduced, and or won over them all, Rose Labelle was crowned Queen of the Foundation. As her inaugural act, she used amnestics and Foundation magics to end homophobia and transphobia and sexism and racism and poverty and world hunger and murder and all the ills of the world. Forever. Motherfuckers. This is why Rose Labelle is the best character, okay? What? Is this about me? Researcher Rose Labelle. Why is this implying the Foundation is a work of fiction? Who signed off on this? Researcher Rose Labelle. Is this supposed to be a Mary Sue thing? I didn't do any of that. I've never even met Bright. Researcher Rose Labelle. That's not how SCPs work. You can't hack SCPs. Why is this filed in the official documentation intake? Researcher Rose Labelle. I do not have a harem. Researcher Rose Labelle. Guys, Bright just sent me an email. I don't want to open it. I'm kind of terrified. Researcher Rose Labelle. Okay, he just sent me 3 emails? No, 2 more just arrived. I'm not opening any of these. Researcher Rose Labelle. I can't imagine even characterizing the writing process this way. Researcher Rose Labelle. Wait, Darkblade? What? Researcher Rose Labelle. I quit. Researcher Rose Labelle. Oh shit, this hasn't met the impossible word count since I started an hour before the deadline. Let me fix that. I'll work in a play, make sure it's a dull girl. I'll work in a play, make sure it's a dull girl. I'll work in a play, make sure it's a dull... Okay, fuck it. Important update. I just realized I never actually mentioned Rose Labelle finding the lost tome of the Davite Empire. That's because the story was the lost tome of the Davite Empire all along. No, really. Whose work is this? I'm not amused. Researcher Rose Labelle.